Nei vėjai pučia, nei sodai ūžia, tik baltas žagarėlės kalnos blizguoja, tik baltas žagarėlės kalnos blizguoja, verkia tėvelis, senas būdamas, tu vienu sūnelį vais.
Good morning and welcome to Kęstutis Eidukonis. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's good to see you for the first time.
I know. We've actually talked, we interviewed this past summer for the radio show, and now we're finally having an opportunity to speak and see each other.
Okay.
Very nice to put a face to the voice.
Thank you. Same here.
So I'd like to begin by asking you, you created Vilnius, which is an outstanding paper, not only for the news, but for the discussions it fosters and the opportunity that it gives people to engage in meaningful conversations. I'd like to ask, what was the impetus? What drove you to create this?
Okay, first of all, I got to correct you. I didn't create it. There's a gentleman by the name of Alexandra, that happens to be a Norwegian, who moved to Lithuania 25 years ago and fell in love with it. I got married to a Lithuanian girl there, had Lithuanian girls for daughters, very fine people, and the creative person behind that. I'm the general manager of the news, which means I try to take care of the money, keeping the thing online and everything else. An interesting, difficult situation in Lithuania because we are a UAB, a corporation, and end up paying taxes on everything we make. So yeah, it's a nice forum. It's a very polite forum. We've got 8,000 pages of archives there that are current and work very well. But it's pretty much his baby. He's the one that created it. We have a lot of wonderful writers, and I encourage, by the way, your listeners to write. Get published there. They have opinions about Lithuania or facts that need to be known. We are currently at about 30,000 readers every month, so we're doing okay. But we do need articles, and we need people's opinions when they do come on board.
Well, we are sharing your link on our site, and we'll do everything we can to get more readers and to get people more engaged. That's our mission here at I Am Lietuva as well. While you might not be the actual creator, you are a driving force, and you do outstanding work in promoting Vilnius and sharing the messages, the important discussions that need to be had in and outside of Lithuania. Can you share a little bit, I know you're passionate about the upcoming elections. Can you share some of your thoughts and some of your opinions?
Absolutely. This is one of my favorite themes because Lithuania, I think, is right now at the crossroads. It can continue going the way it's been going. It's been showing steady improvement in the economy. However, it hasn't stopped the mass emigration from Lithuania. To stop that, I think we have to change the dynamics, the politics, the economics of Lithuania. Lithuania is full of very talented people, especially the young people there, who are hardworking, who are patriotic, who are dedicated. And the problem is that the system, the way it's set up by the Lithuanian government, strangles businesses over there. The effective tax rate is about 85%.
Amazing.
And you know, when you hire somebody in Lithuania, if you want to pay them 1,000 euros, you got a budget for 1,780 euros just to pay all the government people. We're working with a corporation there that they pay their workers about 45,000 euros. The owner has 2,000 euros left over, and he pays the government 212,000 euros.
Amazing.
So
how do we work towards changing that, or how do we? The Lithuanian government, it seems the actual structure of it is rather archaic and rather difficult to permeate and to effectively change. Here in the U.S., it's somewhat easier. We write to our Congress people, we organize. It's just, it doesn't seem to be the same type of system. Is there anything that you could suggest that we could do?
Okay, the biggest thing is going to be to get out to vote this next round of elections for savings. There are people that are starting to see things the way the diaspora is seeing it. The diaspora has been out, in the United States, people have been working, people in London have been working. They can see the differences in their own situation in those countries that they're working at, and compared to Lithuania, which discourages the formation of capital and business. Lithuania is trying to be a socialist country like Norway and Sweden, but they don't have 100 years of capital formation, which those countries have. They don't have the oil wells, which Norway has. They have to form capital, and capital formation is being killed by the taxpayers. There's no doubt about it that there'll be much more investment in Lithuania, and Lithuanian businessmen can do it. They complain in Lithuania about a shadow economy, the underground economy. And a lot of those small businesses would not survive if they were absolutely honest with the taxpayer over there. When the government takes 85% of what you make, it's kind of hard to form some money and to expand your businesses and to give people raises and everything else. And there's some of the members of parliament are so set on their socialist model that, the government's got to control everything, the government has to protect everything, the government has to do everything, and you have a problem where the small businesses are being taxed to death to accomplish this. And we need to vote in people in Lithuania that will change that. And we can't do that just with the HAV. I'm having this discussion with the PLB, that's how we look at it, that we cannot do it on our own. We have to have the diaspora and the people in Lithuania working together to accomplish this reformation of the government. If we don't work together, it's kind of hard to even agree on who's going to be good for the country and who's bad. So we need to work together.
Thank you. Well said and very informative. May I ask you about your ideas for a financial plan? You've touched on that, but so could you expand a little bit? Lithuanians need for a financial plan to bring about and establish more investment and a solid business structure.
Absolutely. One of the things I run into when I try to get people to invest in Lithuania from the United States is that there's a lot of uncertainty because Parliament constantly changing the laws, changing the ownership laws for land, changing the ownership, the possibility of tax. Right now, Lithuania doesn't have a tax on real estate. It does have one on real estate above $1 million at one time. Now that's gone down to 750, and they're slowly creeping in with this. It wouldn't be so bad if they didn't have a 21% sales tax. You watch little old ladies go to the supermarket there, and they're counting every little penny, and they have to pay 21% on food. I suggest the Lithuanian government at least get rid of the tax on food. In Poland, where a lot of Lithuanians go shopping, the tax is only 5%. So they'd be doing themselves a favor. They'd be making more money. But the mentality there is, if I give up this 21%, I've lost it. I haven't lost it because the people will spend money on other things. So you pick it up there. It's an uphill battle. But I think working with the diaspora, working with the Lithuanian community. I spend half of my time in Lithuania, so I'm kind of familiar with what goes on there. I know a lot of diaspora people don't understand what goes on there, and they come visit, and we spend a week or 2 or 3 weeks or whatever in Lithuania. They don't understand what goes on politically and economically. But when you look around and you see basically 2 different Lithuanias. You see Vilnius, which is wonderful, prosperous. But then you go out in the countryside and you see entire villages empty, abandoned houses, abandoned farmland, abandoned fields. Lithuania is losing population. 700,000-800,000 have already left. And the PLB, we're having an internal discussion right now whether Belbest should concentrate on improving the finances and economics of Lithuania. And some people in Belbest say, our job is to maintain Lithuanian culture, make people familiar with Kudukis and so on, Shoke and all that other wonderful stuff. But basically what we're doing is we're actually contributing to maintaining the status quo in Lithuania. Talk to the diaspora people that have left recently, and I said, do you really want to live in the United States forever? No. I'd love to go back to Lithuania if the conditions were right. I said, who's going to fight for making those conditions right if you don't?
Exactly.
And I think that's Belbest's new mission, but they don't want to admit that yet because I've run into a lot of resistance, especially from people from the older generation. Our job is to keep, maintain Lithuanian language, maintain Lithuanian culture. That's wonderful, but let's have a vision for these younger people so they can go back to Lithuania. So my generation would love to go back. My kids would love to go back. I have a son who's making a six-figure income. Try to explain to him the Lithuanian salary they have to make and support. And he says, I'd love to go back there, but not under those conditions. So we got to change the dynamic there. And Lithuania has so much potential. They have such hardworking people. They have such a great set of minds over there, a great set of hard workers. But they're still a little risk adverse as far as the businessmen are concerned. The United States will try a business, and if it fails, we'll start up something else. We'll try something else. I'm sure you've been through that a couple of times. I know I have. But we always get up and we start something else. In Lithuania, you fail once, and the society looks down on you. You go back to driving a taxi, and your family makes fun of you, and say, you stupid idiot, you lost all that money, blah blah blah. And people don't recover. They don't learn from that. They don't recover. But the financial plan you talk about means lower taxes, a smaller government. The Lithuanian government, runs railroads. The Lithuanian government is involved in all kinds of things that they shouldn't be involved in. And it's a small city. 3 million people is a small city, right? But you have to maintain you have to maintain foreign relations. You have to have a State Department. You have to have an army. You have to have all kinds of things. And the burden of the Lithuanian people is so great that they can't possibly continue to bear that and still grow the economy. The economy can grow if they, with 700,000, 800,000 people left the country, yet the government, the number of people working for the government, which right now consists of 31% of the population, grew.
Well, I think it's by you spreading the word and people like you, fostering.
It's not just me. This is a team effort, and the biggest thing, if we can mobilize, and I'm working on that right now too, is to mobilize people for the next set of elections. Not just the people in the diaspora, people in Lithuania who also, they go, we keep electing the same idiots to office, do the same stupid things, and part of the problem is the party system, where you have you ask to vote for 3 people you like, and the whole party gets in.
Oh yeah,
Along 5 donkeys you didn't want.
The party system is very strange for me as a political major here in the U.S. to really completely wrap my mind around. It seems a little bit.
It's a little difficult because you vote for one individual. You can vote for an individual in your district, and Lithuanians are going to get a chance to vote for that. But the entire diaspora only gets one apygarda to vote for. And we fought for that in Seimas, but we couldn't get any more because of the low participation. We had 12,000 people participate in the last set of elections out of 17,000 registered. And that's out of about 500,000 that are qualified to vote in the diaspora.
You feel that very much so in Lithuania. There's that sort of depression, a sadness. The people need to be motivated to vote and to feel that they can affect change.
Absolutely. That's why I'm calling for unity between the diaspora and the Lithuanian public. We can't, the diaspora can't do it on their own, and the Lithuanian people can't do it on their own. But together we have a strong force, and we actually scare people in Parliament. When they think about it, I've had people tell me, man, if the Lithuanians in the diaspora and the Lithuanians in the country ever get together, our goose is cooked, we won't be here.
That's our mission here at www.imlietuva.com. We want to foster unity Išeivijoje and in Lithuania throughout the globe because we can effectively effectuate change only by working together. So
Absolutely,
it's
absolutely.
a privilege to work with you, Kęstutis, because we have the same goals.
Absolutely. And glad to see you finally, and glad to talk to you. And let's not make this the last time, okay?
Oh, no, not at all. I have two quick questions at the end. We ask all of our guests. The food question. Those of us who no longer speak Lithuanian or never did, we still maintain our culture through our food. Can you share with us your favorite Lithuanian dish?
Potato pancakes.
Me too. That's my favorite. Awesome.
I go there, when I go to Lithuania, I'm on a potato pancake diet.
How's that work for you?
And my favorite place is Portavaras.
Oh, yeah?
The best potato pancakes.
I'll have to check
And
that
I'm
out.
not, they make the best koldūnai and cepelinai.
Nice. I'll have to make sure I check that place out. And our final question is, on a more serious note, what does lietuvybė mean to you? What does being Lithuanian mean?
Yeah, I kind of grew up in Chicago with a strong Lithuanian presence. I never thought I'd see Lithuania free. But, I belonged to the Jūrų Scoutai there, went to Stebinė mokykla, learned Lithuanian, learned Lithuanian songs and music, dance, and I met a lot of wonderful Lithuanian people. And the Lithuanian people are what drives me. I'm not wed to any particular ideology for Lithuania or the Lithuanian state, but I'd like to see Lithuania achieve its full potential, which I know is there, but our differences sometimes keep us from working together, which is a sad, and the Soviets have exploited that, the Russians have exploited that, Putin has exploited that. We have people in our own Seimas who exploit those differences. We have people in the Pelde who, you're a Tachapangis, you're a Antrabangis, you're a Dipukas, you guys are all, I've heard Lithuania mentioned, okay, these people all ran away. Lithuania is our need. They're talking about economic refugees, and they're talking about the war refugees like my parents were. And that divides us, that doesn't unite us. We need to unite, and if we do, there is no stopping Lithuania. That's what keeps me going.
Thank you so much, and I wholeheartedly agree. So much is possible through unity, and absolutely nothing is possible through division.
Absolutely.
Thank you. It's been a true honor and a privilege, and we'll continue to share links to your Vilnius and any other information and any way that we can help promote and foster discussion and bring about unity. Thank
Terrific.
you, Kęstutis.
And I wish you luck and success in what you're doing.
Thank you,
You're doing a
Kęstutis.
very important job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Tu vienu sūnelį vaiskan leisdamas, o kas man išars pilkų žemelį, o kas man pasasgi kviečia grūdelį, o kas man pasasgi kviečia grūdelį, žentulis išars pilkų žemelį, žentulis pasasgi kviečia grūdelį, žentulis pasasgi kviečia grūdelį.